Hey guys, welcome back to my Euro Truck 2 as my Let's Play. We shall be continuing off doing another one of these Halloween missions. And we're going to be taking this wonderful trailer to a little place in, I want to say Finland, I could be mistaken. But first of all, we've got to get back at this place, which is probably not going to be the easiest thing. I'm going to take another little drive through this place because we already came here in the last episode. So I think we might as well drive back through it. And hopefully we shouldn't have too many issues. Embark, I mean, it should be a lot more straightforward. In the castle of the place, so. Some nice horses. Truth be care. Not a super long job. Should just be enough just to really get us back to the such. Not too many issues. The reason why I chose to go back to the Finland area, more like the up north I should say, is because up there typically has better jobs for money, which is kind of the thing we need at the moment. But we're going to try and get this job done fairly soon. Then we'll be doing a lot of jobs from up there where the pay is typically quite good. Now we are going to go straight because I've not been down this road yet. We'll see. Also, I did forget to mention in the last episode, but they've also changed how one of the achievement works. So I think there's an achievement called Pathfinder and another version of it, which was basically you had to have a certain percentage of the map explored. They've changed that now, so now all you need is a certain distance of road explored, which is a lot more better if you have all, like, the DLCs with all the extra maps and everything. Because I was always staying around, on my main account, I was always staying around like 50%, and I had a lot of road discovered. I was always constantly buying new regions whenever they were available, more than I was playing the game essentially. So the only real way to get that trophy easily is to just not buy any of the extra maps. But they changed it so now you can just buy the maps and just drive on road. Cool thing, so we might actually get that achievement. I think you need to do like 40,000 kilometers on unexplored roads. It's still a long driving, but now it's like an actual set amount, which does seem fair. I mean, this truck, I think we've driven about 6,000 kilometers on this account. That's total, that's not on like new roads, so we've definitely got quite a long way to go, but it'll be something to look forward to, without really having to change anything we do, because most roads are going to be new to us. Getting down here quite nicely. But we should be able to get back to the real world. Waypoint to the desired port. Oh, okay. Never seen that message before, but we kind of know where we're going anyway. Ish. It's basically by the way we came, but shouldn't be too bad. Truck takes a lot quite nice. We've still got loads of fuel. This truck, one thing I do love with this truck is it's really not that fuel thirsty, which is actually really nice, because it's only like it's got a huge fuel tank on it, not a big engine. Kind of will go very far without consuming too much. Okay, back through some thin rocks now. We've done a good job in the last episode not crashing. I'm going to try and keep that. This place would be a really bad place to fall though. guarantee a couple people will have definitely fallen. It's not too bad a place. When I first came here it was a lot more sketchy going through this, but now we kind of know where we're going. It's not too bad. A little bit bouncy, but kind of feel quite safe bouncing and stuff now because it doesn't do much damage, or any damage. Keeping this truck as healthy as possible is always the plan. I mean, to pay, the less profit we make. Should I actually know what our profit is? We'll find out after this, once we do this job. Because I don't think it's too bad. It probably could be better now. I'm kind of inclined, yeah, we want to just start on the right side of the road, pretty much. It might be a shortcut to go left, actually. That road must go somewhere. I'm gonna go find out. Because it definitely does go somewhere. It might even be a shortcut. I'm gonna clip on the tree. Good. I'll bounce along. I think it's a little shortcut. Took that a little bit. That's on the verge of as fast as we could have made that one. Okay, there might have just been a short way to get across. God, it is quite bouncy. Actually, this way does not feel so much of a shortcut. Okay. I don't want to keep indicating this kind of, yeah, it's that bad habit, it's just a habit. A good habit to have actually, but don't need to indicate when you're driving on a road where there's no one else about. And also, it would be nice to get onto an actual road again. But it's not the nicest thing to drive on. Okay. Should be pretty much just along this road now. Can we make it through here okay? Yeah, wonderful. Clip something there. I do think once we get this load done, probably the next episode done, I'm not sure how long this is going to take. We'll then start doing loads again. Because we really need to get some money. Best way to do that is with long drives. Okay, so we've just got to go pretty much around this road and then we're good. It wasn't too bad to get back out. No, I didn't bang my truck up, so that's always a good day. I'm gonna teleport. Quite a cool little area. Right, back through into the real world. We're gonna be okay. We're actually in a decent spot. We've not been around here too much. Should be some good money making opportunities around here though. Kind of the thing we're interested in. Turn them off, so don't need them big lights on. How do I get out of this? Sure, I think I'm going the right way. Wonderful. It's dark, which is not really what we're looking for. I've got to keep it out for cars again. Didn't see that sign get flattened. There's so much space to be on the road. And it's really not that far, so we might actually do another job in this video as well. But I didn't know how far it would actually take us to get out. But we've done a decent job. And get some speed going now. Been a while since we've been fast. I couldn't get that fast because this trailer's a little bit heavy for us, but not too heavy though, it's just can take a bit of a oomph to carry. Not quite go that fast. Okay, I think. Which I think is going to be the top of the road which has it, so it has a speed limit on it. Yeah. Yeah, we should be there really soon. Too much around here, really. Pretty much coming into town. I would love to know what these flashing lights means. I think that means just like be alert. I'm not saying I believe that's in the UK, so I think it's very much a different kind of thing. I think it just means just crossing your own will as such. I think anyway. Or it could just be an in-game thing. I don't actually know. Not that well versed in like stuff around other countries. To be fair, I'm not that well versed around stuff around the UK as a whole, so could be a thing in the UK, but it's definitely, I know it's a thing that happens at night, so I can't say I know too much about driving. I mean, we didn't crash, so that's good enough for me. Seems to be my main goal. As long as you don't crash or kill anyone, you're doing a good job. It makes sense, it'd be like a morning, because then at night there'll be less people, and if you can just go carefully around corners. I could be completely wrong, so That's fine. Kilometres left. I'll have time for a little job actually afterwards. When I do a long one. We don't see no cars, we're fine. And there's really not many cars at all today. Mainly because it's not time, but definitely makes my life easier. Okay, first time we've been here. Hopefully we should be able to pick up a job that has some good money here. Kind of what we need. Also, once we put this in, we'll find out what my actual profit is. And that's not going to go in there, is it? Done that quite badly. A little bit tight, actually. Oh. Okay. Hopefully no one crashes into me. It's not a recommended way to do a thing, but... You're in. Beautiful. Very nice. Okay, so another mission done. Again, money's not much, but... So let's see, profit here, £1,000. Which, I mean, it's not great by any means. It's the last 7 days as well, so that's like really low. We shall go do... We probably will stay to doing these just so I get stuff done. Good ones is there? Treats. £1,000, that's... Ooh. I've got 15 hours for it. It's 3,000 kilometres. Got one all the way down to Belgium. See, that one's like... I do think we might do that. Because I haven't got a lot of time tonight, but I might be able to do it tomorrow as well. So we might get 2 videos in this one trip. Because 3,000 kilometres is definitely a big old... I think £6,000 could be worth it. We've got 15 hours. So I have got a lot of time tomorrow, so we might do that. So yeah, I think we'll do it today. I mean, I do quite like long jobs. So, 3,000 kilometres, I think, will be the furthest job we've done on this channel so far. I could be mistaken, I actually can't remember. I think they're typically around like... Hasn't I've done. I actually can't remember. Actually, I just know. Exactly. I want to see recent jobs. It's like career progress, deliveries. Yes, it's been like... We've not done anything nearly as big. I can see why I started off. It was like all the really bad jobs. So yeah, this will be the biggest job we've done actually, by a lot. So we might as well. And we'll give it a go. Not sure how long. I will get my phone on in a minute because I have the sim dashboard, which didn't actually start yet, but that will give me a real-time information. So how long will it actually take to do time? So I'll get that, and then we'll be able to have some idea. Because the good thing is with these contracts is you have 2 hours in. Which means you get quite a bit done. You don't have to worry too much about time limits other than like real life stuff getting in the way of it. That's the only like side. Got a bit of time tonight and I've got time tomorrow, so it shouldn't be an issue. 3,000 kilometers is definitely should be nice because we'll also have a lot of daytime as well. I mean, £6,000 is quite a bit of money. I have a hard time seeing, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't have a trailer on. It's like £2 per kilometre. It's not really ideal, but in this hard mode we're playing, it's decent for now. I think I wasn't like level 6 still, so and he's really not rolling in yet. The main thing we're going to be working for is the XP, which will essentially give us more money and more job opportunities. Yeah, not sure how much will get done today. Well, it's a bit. I'm going to have to park a trailer in this place, it's a little bit tight. Yeah, so the real-time journey will take about 2 hours and 40 minutes. Which is definitely quick, we'll say that. Part of me is low-key tempted to do it all in one video though, because I feel like that'd be better. I mean, I could do one video, couldn't I? Yeah, why not? I feel like doing it in one trip would just feel a lot nicer as well. There will be a small break in between recording, in between it, because I will have to go do some real life stuff, like sleep, which won't be the best thing ever, but it'll be nice to start with a bit of time. We'll see how far we get on. Because also playing this game kind of late at night probably isn't the wisest thing. Because A, I'll be tired, and also there's a high chance I could doze off because this game is one of my relaxing games to play. I'm not too tired yet. So, but we'll see what I'm like in like 45 minutes to an hour. And all I know is driving the game, when you're playing this game when you're tired, it's a recipe to go to sleep. Which is why I've actually started doing this on this channel, because this game is super relaxing. But playing downstairs when you're playing it, it can relax you too much and then you go to sleep. Which then often involves you having a crash, which on my main account, I found it's not too much an issue because I've got money in the millions and money's not an issue. On this one, having a big crash will definitely hurt a lot. So, we'll get to a reasonable place. I mean, we've got fuel for it. We will need to get fuel on the way. We're not. This truck's good for long distance. Maybe the Lotus we built. It was the same like 20-ton thing, wasn't it? Tons, so a bit of a heavy load, but nothing too bad. So, if you guys let me know if you prefer having the information on top of the screen or not, because I can get rid of it. But I don't remember what button it was. I think it's on the setting. So if you just have like no HUD as such. Because I was contemplating whether people would like it or not. Because I don't mind. I mean, the only thing I find it useful for is the distance remaining, but I've got that information on my phone anyway. Or like the speed limits and stuff, which again I can get on my phone. I just need to have my phone in a decent place. Ideally I should get a tablet for this because that'll be amazing. But yeah, I'm not sure because I don't like the base game one where it's in that little box and not on the bottom left or right. So I've been using this one, but I don't know if people like it or not. I feel like it does kind of ruin the immersion a little bit. Turn it off. Which is it? This button? Yeah. Because like, it does come with a little mini map, which I don't really like too much. But we'll turn it off, we'll see. We'll see how we get on with it. And if it's something you do like, then we can continue, but it adds to the immersion quite a lot. Only issue I have is I'm a little far away from my TV. Makes it a little bit hard to read dashboard stuff. But there's a zoom in button which I haven't got binded yet, but it exists. Oh yeah, gears as well. That's the other issue as well. And yeah, it's mainly like gears and speed. The main two things, because I know it tells me on the mini-map. What's that now thing? It's kind of hard to see. Okay. You know what I might do? I might quickly bind it so I can zoom in. Zooming in is quite useful. There's so many buttons. Should I take a second? Where would it be? There's so much stuff. Zoom interior. Okay, we want that on this. There we go. Should be good. So I've got that mile free button. Yeah, okay, perfect. Zoom in, see all our information. Okay. Actually, I can see the gears on them. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Just bear in mind. On these jobs, you can't really speed too much anyway. So. And that's 56 miles per hour. I don't actually know what that is in kilometres. Should really know. So it's like 90 or something. Oh, that's an issue. My truck tells me miles per hour, not kilometres. Should be different. I've got a thing on my phone actually which tells me, come to think about it, so I could just use that. Makes a lot more sense. But we'll try our best to just not speed too much. Got a long journey, so. To be fair, my long journey's pretty bad to not be able to say. What the? Excuse me? Does anyone want to tell me what just happened? I feel like I hit something. Let me just hang on. That was, was it like, I like I went down a big old jump or something. Okay, you know what, we're not going to question it. Something in the road I didn't see or something. Just to be on the safe side, I'm putting these on. Because it could have been something in the road, but definitely weird. Okay, do I have a... It's nice, all my things always have the wrong miles per hour, which is on it, which is not so useful. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask, it's not good. You know what, for now we'll just turn this on, because I don't actually have a way to see my speed and the speed limit. Because on my phone, I had one that I have a bunch of like designs already laid out, made by other people, but a lot of them are obviously made by other people. So I had one that had the speed you're going out in the correct thing, which was kilometers. But for some reason, the speed limit in miles per hour, which again is not helpful because, yeah. I need to get. I should remake my own one, but it takes a bit of effort to be fair. But I think for now we'll just keep the top thing on. I don't notice it too much because it's kind of like top of the screen, so it's not too bad. But it's a lot better than me trying to keep looking at my phone every 2 seconds, because that's a dangerous habit anyway. I'd rather keep my eyes kind of on the screen. Yeah, morning soon actually. Definitely not going to get too much done today, I don't think. I'm going to do it like another half an hour and see how far we get, but 3,000 kilometres is a bit of a shift. But I'll keep it on in one video anyway, so what we'll do is we'll just get to a rest point, then I'll go rest in real life and then we'll be back. Because I feel like doing longer videos for this might not be too bad. I do want to get up to the speed limit. I seem to be having a bit of trouble getting up to speed. I need to actually see how much damage my truck took. I think that much. I can't even see because of the here and there, which I haven't checked in a while actually. There's a policeman. There may not be a speed thing in this tunnel. Good. The amount of times I've had it where like you enter a tunnel or something and the speed limit goes down to like 40 or 50 or something, and then you get a speeding ticket that's hefty. All because it changes instantly, you have a police car behind you or something. Never that fun. I mean, we're cruising along, so don't need to be going that fast because it's a long journey. So we got like, yeah, we got 14 hours. because it's currently 12:30 in. So I've got till about 3. Hang on, maths. Yeah, about 3 PM, yeah. So, that'll give me plenty of time tomorrow to do. Because I do quite like having jobs in real time, especially since I do like to do the longer jobs in a way. But when you do them in the games thing, you have the then upside of you can pause them, which is very useful, but also the time limit's not that generous if you want to sleep, like use the coffee breaks and rest and stuff, which I typically have turned off because doing long jobs makes you basically got to speed up if you want to get there on time. Or like if you have one delay of any sort, you're basically going to get late, which I don't really like too much. But at least with this, we got real time, which again, you can still not finish a job if you miss it because of real life stuff, but make time for it, it's all good. And I know tomorrow I have not got much planned, so tomorrow I should take the day actually, but that's besides the point. It will only take about 2 hours, or 2 hours 40 minutes I think it said, so it's definitely not a short trip, but the money means £6,000 should be good for us. It's not a lot, but more importantly the XP should actually be quite a decent amount. Yeah, I don't want to go too quick. Can roll along quite nice as well actually. Truck really isn't that bad to be fair. I did also add a new electric truck. I got a couple. The issue is they can only do it in quick jobs, which I don't really feel like doing. I was thinking about doing that for a video as well, but I don't know. I do quite like the electric trucks. I'm not against them. I just want to be able to own a truck and drive it. I think there's mods you get that can do it, but didn't do them too much. I think they wanted to add trucks to the game, but they haven't got, I think they said infrastructure, so like charging stations and that kind of thing. But they should be able to do that. I mean, can't imagine it being, I think it's a long thing to do, it's not particularly difficult though. But all they have to do is change the refueling and charging. Can't imagine that being too difficult to make it work in the world with how many different places they've got to like change a little bit. It's quite a lot of work. Ooh, that's a... Yeah, I'm going a little bit fast. This truck's really tippy though as well. Like a lot of the 4-wheel trucks do typically, they just have a high chance of tip. Whereas if you go for like the 8-wheel trucks, they're the most stable thing you can have in this game pretty much. Yeah, we're seeing more traffic now as well. Which to me would imply that my traffic mod is actually working. Because sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. How makes it so during like the day and in rush hour times there's more traffic. At night there's no traffic or minimal traffic. It's actually quite cool, that mod. I feel like half the time it's hard to tell if it's working. I feel like it is now because we've not seen much vehicles. Now it's getting more into the daytime, there's more appearing. I mean, progress is so far, it's going. This might be near enough one of the longest journeys I've done. Because I just looked on my thing and it's still about a 2,000-mile journey in miles. That's pretty up there for me. Should be a good little journey. I did see a YouTube video of someone who done the, I think it was with Pro Mods, and he done like a journey from like, I can't remember, somewhere east of the UK, I can't think, like, I mean, some little island past the UK. Done it from there all the way to like somewhere in Asia. I think it was like 5,000 miles or something, or kilometres. I was like, that would be the type of thing I'd love to do. But I've never really gotten into Pro Mods, to be fair. Probably could at some point, to be fair. But I'm not actually sure how easy it is to do. Because I'm not the most tech-savvy person ever. I'm probably not quite like old lady tech-savvy, but I'm like, yeah, I can learn it. It just takes a while for it to make sense in my brain. It's something I'm interested in, potentially. It's something I would have probably done a lot sooner if they didn't keep adding new maps, or like new regions or countries or whatever you want to call them. Because they do seem to be adding them at a comfortable rate. It's not like I've been everywhere on the map and I'm like bored of it. They seem to always keep new places, which does keep me quite interested. I'm still waiting for, I think it's the Nord Highlands one, which that one does seem quite interesting. When that's going to come out, but at some point. Yeah, I do like a lot of the new maps. Main thing as well is they always seem to try and improve them in some way. So if you go to the UK, that hasn't been, I've got low air pressure, that place hasn't been redone ever, and you can tell it's quite outdated. I think last time I checked, I think they reworked bits of Germany and Belgium, I want to say, could be mistaken. They weren't reworking them, so I'd love you UK to get reworked. Because it would be nice, it's one of the most, it just doesn't feel nice to drive around anymore, which kind of sucks, but because of how big the map actually is, they can't do it all in one go. Would be amazing if they did know, like, done a full rework of all the old places. Would be asking a little much of them. I think maybe if get quite a few videos done on this and it starts getting a little bit stale, then I'd probably maybe get a pro mod later on. I feel like that would make the game a lot more fun for me as well, because going to new places and doing big journeys would always be kind of refreshing. Especially as driving through places in Asia, because that would be completely new. I need to find out more about Pro Mod as well. I don't know too much about it, I just know it's very popular, a lot of people like it. Maybe I'll go a long way along now. Okay, we're going to try and take this wide, because I don't want to scratch my trailer up. I have done that in the past, and I do not recommend it. I always get lost. Am I driving this side? I probably am, that's not good. Get up here. It's not good brakes at all. Let's take. I don't know where I'm going. It's an issue. No. I'm gonna check the map because sometimes you can actually save a bit of it. I still want to go to there, but I feel like if we take the ones that goes down this way, might cut off a nice chunk of journey. Maybe not, because I have just seen the price. £2 for that. Base game, that's not an issue. But £2 for that, that's a bit much. No, we need to get out of this place. So. That's not the problem. I do think this might be a good place for me to pause, go have a nap, and then we'll continue in the morning. You guys won't see that because it'll just be, I'll be back in seconds. So we're going to do that. Alright, we are back, and I've now had a nice rest, done some things. We've still got like 4 hours left, so we're going to continue. Hopefully we'll get this mission done today. We've still got quite a bit ahead of us. Too bad. This is still definitely going to be one of the longest missions we've done. There we go. All my settings are good. Let's go. Yeah, 3,000 kilometers is definitely a bit of a journey. It's through quite a nice area, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. Plus we've got daytime. Should be able to get a good full day's drive here, so. Just try and not pull out in front of anyone, as that would kinda suck. We say that when you can't actually see your thingy. Yeah. Oh, wrong button. That's gonna go green. And my air brakes low or whatever thing is. There we go. Wonderful. Don't always trust the hours are actually gonna, because sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. That's once we get out of this place and the motorway, we can actually start getting some distance covered. And this area is quite nice, to be fair. Yeah. It would be nice once we can actually put some speed down there. Looking nicely around the corner. It's not so fun. Still got. We're going to be going through quite a few places, so give you a nice view of different regions, I guess. This is still going to be the longest journey we've ever done. I think I should be able to get it done in time. Then I've got about 4 hours, and it's about 2.5 journey, real time. So, as long as we don't get too many delays, we should be fine. But it would really help if we actually got onto like an actual motorway. Still, our main goal is to not crash and to not get speeding tickets or any of that kind of stuff. Because at the end of the day, if we do complete this job without any crashes or fines, we'll make quite a bit of money. The brakes really didn't offer that good. £6 for this length of job though isn't great, but in the current hard mode we're on, will give us enough. It's one of the type of jobs I'm going to have to be doing to make any sort of decent money. Though, do a few of these jobs every now and again will definitely help. And at some point could even buy my own trailer. I can't remember how expensive trailers are. I mean, they're stupid expensive. Now we can actually get some speed going. Here we go. Well, that's it. We cannot. Traffic mod definitely seems to be working as well, so we love that. Okay, we got a bit more speed now. Take whatever bit of speed we can get, to be fair. Up to 90 is what we love. I almost feel a bit too fast for this sort of road run, but I'm definitely not going to complain. Okay, I do not feel safe turning this sort of speed up. We don't need to be going that fast. In that much of a hurry. I'm definitely getting a shift on there. Okay. Corner. I don't like these things too much because it's quite easy to potentially tip. I'll get some more speed going. Also, this truck I do actually really quite like. Definitely is doing the job, despite being probably quite knackered on the wear and tear side of things. We'll definitely get us to where we need to go, which is my main criteria. Or truck. Could have been better. It's got plenty of fuel, so I don't have to write too much about that either, which is also nice. Also, this truck's done a lot of distance. Yeah, the main goal will be to get a brand new truck, a truck that's in our own. Okay, this thing was used and it's definitely not in the perfect condition it could be in. Still do feel like we're going a little bit fast on the road we're on. Down a bit more. Need not drift into the middle of the road, as that's not ideal. You can't go faster than 90, so basically we can just chill at the top. That much fuel either, really. Yeah, turning at this speed is not ideal. Then we're off there. Slow right down. Okay, wonderful. You kept quite a bit of speed run. Still got quite a distance. Ooh, that's a big. Yeah, I can't break that. I need to remember this thing's braking distance is awful. Just back it up ever so slightly. Because I have done bad things. It's not perfect by any means, but it'll do. Yeah, the braking is a bit of a concern. I want to clip the inside, I shouldn't do. bit of traffic, which I actually kind of like in the game. Because I feel traffic adds a bit more just something. No, that's not fun, is it? I don't mind traffic. Yeah, we can have a look out. Oh, it's nice. Should we customise the inside of my truck actually? So not done. It's cost money though, so that's why we haven't yet, but would be something to do later on. Okay, can we care that truck doesn't merge into my trailer? You're gonna hit quite a bit of traffic. Ooh. This thing's brakes. I might need to start using the other brake actually. You've got like an engine brake you can use. Which I do actually have mapped to my controller because it's quite helpful. Okay, well this is not ideal when there is a bit of a time issue. But I mean, traffic's part of real life trucking, so it's realistic at least. It's a very slow crawl. Too much we could do. We could probably go and overtake them all, but that's not very safe. I mean, there's worse places to be stuck in traffic though. That's a nice scenery. We need to get. Can I make It was close. I probably could have, but it's also a risk of me getting a fine, which I don't really want. I mean, not the worst place to be stuck. Hopefully she'll be walking past this bit now. I don't think the area currently, I don't think it has many motorways. So it might just be a lot of like this sort of road. Yeah, we might not be going anywhere that quick. It's as well. Okay, this is looking a bit of a bigger road coming. Jesus, brakes on. One thing I really wish is that I knew a lot more about roads and countries and stuff. Because I'd love one day to be able to drive from a place to somewhere else without the mini map at all. My sense of direction is not great, nor do I know where a lot of places are in relation to each other. But even if I knew where I'm at, I still wouldn't know where I need to get, how to get to where I needed to. That would be something I would love to do at some point. Okay, we're going for a nice little forest. Quite nice scenery, to be fair. And also, I did check what happened when I had that, I'd say crash, but that like bump. And I think all it was just the floor didn't spawn in a place and I just went over it. I didn't actually hit anything, so it's kind of just a weird thing. Still not quite sure what caused it though, but luckily it didn't do too much damage to my truck. You just roll along again. Getting through it. Still probably going to be probably about another 2 hours, I want to say. Considering we're not making much quick progress, but you know, when we go through Germany and then all the way to Italy, Italy can go quite fast. It's typically quite just ways and that kind of thing. To where we currently are, it's a lot of this sort of road. I actually don't mind driving on. It's a lot more interesting than highways. And it's like, there we go. It's a lot of like 50s, which is not so fast. I struggle to get up to speed a little bit. I've got quite a heavy trailer for this truck as well. At some point I should do like a heavy cargo job. But this truck would be able to pull it very well, but it goes out alone. Luckily, daily it's not much, it's just a lot over time. It really isn't that bad. Which is how we bought this truck in the first place. Been it for quite a long time. Obviously, if we get more money than what we need, we can always pay off straight away, which will probably save us money in the long run. But we're going to try and get some reserve money for us. But if we have a crash or break something, we can just repair it without too much concern. So this area I do really like. Just got a nice sort of vibe to it. Nice sort of green with some nice trees. Very nice. Quite a fast road as well actually, so yeah, not too bad. We won't need fuel for quite a while. This truck's got a big old fuel tank and isn't that fast. Doing these sort of long jobs is kind of perfect for it. It's not ideal. Did pull down a little bit. Didn't really fancy slowing down for that too much. Something you've got to be careful is there's quite a few roads coming onto this road, and if you don't see the car, they will sometimes will just pull out. Which will either mean I'll have to swerve or slam on my brakes, which aren't effective. I need to slow down. Use the engine brake, does the job. Got a nice little bridge to go across. Game just does look nice. See, that's not like that. Give them space in case we're going to pull them. Also, each one always want to be careful is make sure you make space between you and the AIs just in case they do have a bit of a dirty moment and pull that into you. But we're still trucking along nicely. Yeah, we should be able to do it in plenty of time. It's definitely not going to be quick though. I don't really play this game to be quick with it, you kind of play just to enjoy the scenery and the vibes. So what I find funny is when you see like online, see people complaining about the AIs being dumb, all that kind of stuff, and I think the AIs in this game, they're not great, but they're very predictable in how like that. And the main people who have trouble with them are the people who play this game to basically race around, going like stupid speeds and typically thing. So the only time I drive like I'm idiot is typically when I'm playing with friends, just because it's more fun if you all like race each other and that kind of thing. Sometimes you drive nice in a convoy, other times you kind of want to race each other a little bit. Even though then, that's when I'm playing with friends just in a chilled manner, so like, just a bit of fun. And for me that's more because they start it and I'm like, well, why not? There's something nice about playing this game on your own and just going at your own pace. Makes it nice. The other thing I could do at some point is go on to the like Truckers MP type of thing. Basically no AOA traffic but actual just other people in trucks. Because I've seen there's quite a lot of stuff that can happen, like traffic jams or people crashing, driving like idiots. So it could be quite a fun thing. Obviously you wouldn't want to do a hard work one, because you're not going to crash into every 2 seconds. But it could be something fun to do. do we go? Not the best way to do a roundabout, but as Bible goes, as long as you're still on all four wheels and your trailer's not damaged, you've done a good job. But make sure you haven't killed anyone in the process as well as always plus side. Can now get some more speed down. I will say, this bit of road has so many, like, fuel stations. Considering there's been many places where, like, you just don't see one for a good while. At gear 12, because I do believe being in a higher gear does use less fuel. Especially since we're just going to be, like, maintaining speed, we don't need to worry too much about it. I feel like I'm okay, just kind of roll along. It saves on fuel and it's quite nice. Still got 2,500 kilometers left. We're making some progress. Yeah, we kind of left the trees and now we're going into more of like a woody type of place. This game does do a good job of having different maps, which kind of change quite smoothly as well. I don't want to go too fast. Thing is, I would kind of like to have more city type of driving as well. Because driving around some towns is one of them. It's quite a nice challenge as such, sometimes. But if I could change bits of this game, it would just be have it so they drive to and from towns. I don't mind, but I wish the towns and cities were a bit bigger and just like more to them, because then it'll make it feel a lot more rewarding and a bit more of a challenge when you actually get to a city or town. You have to like maneuver through tighter places. Then I think would be quite a good balance between that and then the long drives to set places. And I sort of mix to it. It's an hour feels that there's so many. Actually kind of mental. And you just know when I actually need one, we're not going to find one, are we? Try and carry the speed a bit. I've still got 36 hours in game time. That's quite a long time. Good thing is, we can rest when it gets dark, so we won't have to drive in the dark. Because even though I do like the vibe of driving at night, YouTube is not the best thing because YouTube doesn't like dark places. in games always makes it very hard to actually see on YouTube, so like recording purposes, not that useful, but for a vibe, you get some rain and it's night time with some chill music on, you're vibing nicely. Can't really do that for YouTube because YouTube doesn't like where it's hard to get music in YouTube, and then on top of that it's too dark for you to actually be able to see much, which is then not that great. Just what I think this game does really well for like streaming it, to be fair. Just because the vibe still carries as a nice chilled, slow paced sort of thing. So I've watched some people do like Euro Truck videos and they kind of had it quite edited, which it wasn't bad as such, but it loses the actual main charm of this game, I find. It's when it's all edited and quite snappy sort of edits. You get the progression they do, but you don't get the vibe of the journey, which I think is this game is the main good bit about it, like. Especially that I find annoying, like. This is one type of game I don't care about too much how I progress or how much progression I get. I'm just like, did I drive from A to B? Was it a nice relaxing drive? If both of them are yes, I'm happy, like, it doesn't take too much. The only thing I really care about is driving to new areas. Because new areas typically are refreshing because they're new. Whereas if you're driving to the same route every day, all the time, that's going to get very boring very quickly. Or at least when you go into new areas, it's interesting. It's like this route we have done in the past at some point, and I've done it on my other playthrough many times. So this bit's not super interesting, but it's also not uninteresting because I do kind of like this road. Because it's not a motorway, because motorways are they're kind of dull. Makes it realistic to real life, I guess, because motorways are one of the dullest things. Okay, I guess we're turning off here. Might be joining a motorway, I'm not too sure. That's a little bit sketchy. Just gotta keep on going. I think once we get to 2,000 kilometers, that'll be a nice milestone to get down to. It's a big. Okay, this is going to be a bit slow for a bit. A fuel station. Get back on the speed again. And that's when you get back to floor on it again. have definitely done that a bit better. We got round again. Also, the hardest thing with doing these sort of things is actually keeping focused for that length of time. Because my focus is pretty good, but my initial skimming just can't make you dozy. And asleep. I've done life things. I was quite awake, now I'm not even noticing I'm getting quite relaxed. But then again, this is why this game is one of my number one, I think it's still my most played game on PC. Just because it's just got that chill vibe. Which sometimes is what you need. Considering my most played games, there's always a big difference between them. I think my most played game is like a game called Paladins, which is like a 5v5 hero shooter type of thing. Which I used to play a hell of a lot. I've got like 1,800 hours on the game. Obviously, the game's now died a bit, but I haven't played it recently. Probably in the last 3 years, barely touched it. But back in the day, that was like my game I'd play a lot of. And whenever I would finish sweating on that, I'd typically come play something like Euro Truck or Chill Game. But I only haven't gotten too into competitive games as such. Which is a good thing, but also not really, because I do like the competitiveness side of games. I've really found a game that I've found enjoyable to be competitive at in a close game is like UFC 5, but even then I play that more casually and I'm just good at it rather than being competitive at it. Again, that was another game I used to just play to kind of relax. I'm hoping at some point a good, competitive game will interest me at some point. I'm also not looking for one as such, just if a game pops up that I find interesting and competitive, I'll probably play it quite a lot. I used to, back in the day, 2016 to 2020 time, I used to play Black Ops 3 and Paladins. They were my main two, I say competitive games I tried on. One was actually sweaty, I guess you could say. But after that, I basically moved to more single player games, which is kind of what I started playing before I got into competitive games. I went back to JRPGs and RPGs and just single player story games. And I've not really gone back to competitive games. Something I might go back to at some point. I want to kind of wait for a game that I deem worthy of it. Currently, one of the multiplayer games aren't really doing as well as they could be. And the ones that are don't typically interest me. I know about Battlefield 6? Is it 6? Yeah, but Battlefield 6 came out, played the beta of that, quite enjoyed it. But I still haven't bought the game yet. I don't know, the game was good. I don't really have a desire to play it as such, so I'm don't know exactly why, but most of us do seem to be liking it. I mean, if it's still doing good within a few months, I might get it. Again, it's not a super competitive game to me though, it's just something I come on and just play a bit. I don't know. I'm sure at some point something will take my attention. There is a possibility UFC 6 might come out at some point, which I've got no clue what that game's if it's going to be good or not. I mean, I bought all the UFC games up from 3 onwards, so I probably will buy it. Because UFC games, even though they're not great, there's nothing else in the market that can compete with it really, so as long as it's not complete rubbish, it'll do. I do hope they improve the campaign though, whenever they get that game out. Because the campaign in 5, like the career mode even, it has quite a few bugs in it. And it's just very repetitive to even play, which is not really what you want. Who knows what they're going to do with that. There's plenty of games coming out though. Single player games especially seem to be doing quite well at the moment. So like you had, even this year you had Expedition 33, which I've played quite a few games in my time. That game has still left like emotional damage to me a little. But the game was that good, and also every aspect of that game was kind of just perfect. There's not much I would change from it. So I'm like, even like my favourite games, there's often quite a few issues or like things I would change. Whereas that game is pretty good. Can't really say much bad about it. I'm kind of happy with it. This game I'm glad I played. I'm getting more too quick to be going through here. We'll probably stop off for a sleep. We might drive a little bit further actually, because I don't really want to wake up early in the morning. We'll go to the next stop, I think. Hopefully though, games will start getting better. And Howell's got Baldur's Gate 3 to play at some point. Because I started it, but then I didn't actually finish it, which seems to be a current trend with me. Is I start a lot more games than I typically finish. I do finish quite a few, but my issue is I do like playing a new game over something I already started playing, which my one like trait I have. I don't get burnt out with games, not too often. Just I will move on to something else before I get burnt out, which could also be a sign of burnout to be fair. I find currently I'm playing quite a lot of games, so it's very hard to get burnt out of one game because I'm playing, I mean for this channel I'm playing 7 different games at the moment. That definitely keeps you good thing is I actually quite enjoy it, because typically how I used to play games, what I would essentially binge them and finish them fairly quickly. I find for a lot of single player games it's a lot better to kind of let the story build on you over time rather than just rushing through it all. So I find stuff actually has a lot bigger impact than I would like. Not that I would like, but yeah. Bigger impact's always a good thing. And it's like downside you have to as well, I record like 1 a week. To make it a little bit hard to remember how to play certain games. I try and keep up to date on with the trolls and stuff. Which one, like whenever you see me first play it, well start recording. Typically I'm gonna forget buttons for the first like 2-3 minutes of playing. Like even when I start playing this, I always press the wrong button to my engine on the stuff because my memory forgets a little bit. But considering the amount of games I play, it's not too bad. So I'm playing like 7 games on this channel, then I also play some games in my spare time, just games to play on my own time. I do definitely spend a lot of time playing games. Let's not go on that. we've still got quite a hefty way. It's definitely going to take longer than I anticipated. Considering I've already been driving like for 50 minutes today already. Still got, well, done about a third of the journey. Definitely going to be a little while. Oh, now we need to find a rest place because it's starting to get a little bit too dark. I mean, we haven't had a crash yet though, so I was speaking too soon. But and the issue is I kind of have to do the rest of this journey in one sitting pretty much because I don't have a lot of time to go and do other things. I still got 3 hours. So yeah, this is basically going to be one sitting for 2,000 kilometers, or like 2,600 kilometers in one sitting. Which is definitely a bit on the extreme side of things. No, we have a hard time seeing. Just so I can actually see where I'm going. But it's a little bit scary because there's no lights on the street at all. We're burning through our fuel as well. This thing's still got a massive fuel tank in it. Ah, service station. We might as well fuel up while we're here. Okay, at least it's nice and cheap actually. Could have been a lot more expensive. Okay, fill it up. Definitely does take a while. £600 litres, £700. Yeah, fuel's one of the biggest expenses we have actually. Can we sleep here? Perfect. Here we go. Have a nice little sleep. Up to 5 in the morning. That's a perfect time. My air brake's not going to work, is it? Come on. Should be fine for now. You can just bleep at me, I'm fine with that. And that's just where this thing's got a lot of warm parts, so it kind of malfunctions a wee bit. Not an ideal place. It's gonna be dark for a little bit. Not too long. And it's actually quite hard to see anything other than road. Truck can fit actually so much fuel in it. In fact, I shouldn't need to refuel again though. It's quite nice. Just got up to speed as well, that's annoying. Guess we're entering that town again. Okay, wonderful. Kind of slowly roll. Should be fine. It got a little bit wide because I don't want to scrape my trailer. That's never good. Yeah, I don't think at some point I will start to own my own trailer. Because then we can do slightly different jobs. The only downside is, if you do scrape your trailer, you will have to repair it. Which will be another expense, but if it gives us more money, a mile or kilometre, that will be useful. Probably still quite away from doing that. Yeah, we're nearly at 2,000 kilometres left. We're not doing too bad a job. So according to my estimated real time, we've still got 1 hour 36 minutes left. It's still actually quite a long way considering. Too bad, really. I'm real slow. Have a look at overtaking you. Not that my truck's the best for overtaking. Come on. choice is leave, but there we go. It's definitely a long journey though. Longest one I've ever done. The money's good. I'm not going to complain. Some carefully across. I'm going back into more tree area, aren't we? The roadworks up ahead. Love that. Just crawl our way along. So, we make some okay progress. Okay, we're in that place. I know roughly where that is, so... Turn off the light beams now, we don't need them. I could probably be going a bit faster, but I don't really want to be going too fast on this sort of road. It's also just made me realise this video is going to take a long time to upload because my internet speed is not rapid. Either way, it should be fun. Be a good test for it anyway. Did not mean to put them on. I haven't had any rain yet, have we, to be fair? But nice to have some rain on this journey at some point. A nice bridge. See, all these areas are quite nice. and get some speed going. It's a bit better to drive fast on. Past the 2,000 kilometre mark. And then we still got an hour and a half left of this journey. A little like nature bridge type of thing. So is it called a nature bridge? I actually can't. It's like a wildlife pathing thing. I don't actually remember the actual name of it. Really a cool idea though. Oh god, that's bad. Luckily no one was next to me. I didn't even check, but I didn't have a chance to. This is less than fun. Luckily. Switch lanes quite quickly. And you got love roadworks, haven't you? Okay. And we just, I don't know why it says 50 then 80 then for like 50, it does that quite often. Seems to get a bit confused what speed to actually be going at. Does it all the time. There we go, some wonderful speed. Should be done with about an hour and a half spare. Which is not ideal, but considering how long this journey is, it will definitely do. There does seem to be a lot of traffic around here. And there's people as well. Excited to see this game. Engine brake's actually really effective. Definitely be using that more, I think. I just need to get into the habit of using it over actual brake. Oh, cut the curve a little bit, oopsie. we're going too fast. Oops. So I can see that's what we're careful. Let me go. My sun's got a bit of a glare, hasn't it? Yeah. Got close. Also, whoever designed the noise and indicator should make done a cracking job. Because that noise is for some reason really soothing for my brain. This is like a really nice noise. So I don't know why some people don't indicate more. Because I mean the noise is nice. Oh, to be fair, that could just be a me thing. But indicator noise is only like whether I'm actually going to use them or not, I don't know. But like, just sound nice. We're moving on with some speed now. Sketchy. Kinda just want to keep on rolling though, because saving fuel on that. To be fair, the more fuel I save, the more profit I will make. But rolling at this speed, yeah, I might get a ticket, which wouldn't be great. Okay, yeah, we're gonna slow down. So one issue we seem to run into is every time we get up to speed, it goes straight back down again. Okay, we're not using too much fuel to be fair. Kind of just vibe it on. Kind of wish I could go a little bit faster. I do think 80 seems to be the limit in this place. The speed. Got farmland to look at as well. Would be nice to have some places to go to. I think the newest place they've added was Greece, I want to say. We might. I think we're heading towards there because Italy's not too far from there. That might be where we next head over to. Because new regions are always fun. Actually, let me go there. Wonderful. Going onto an actual highway now. All the speed. I do wish I could go faster. A little bit more speed would be nice. To be fair, sound that my truck would get any faster. Not taking a long one. This hill's not so nice. having a big issue getting the speed down there. Just been overtaken by a bus. That's not nice. Come more speed. Man, the scenery in this game is actually really nice. Still got 1,700 kilometers left. I think we're definitely making progress. Station. And we shouldn't need a fuel station on the rest of this journey, to be fair. Still might fill up when we need to though, but another bridge coming up. I don't know the name of what the bridges are called. I think they do look quite nice. So much farmland in this game as well. I still think it's one of the best, like, sim games you could probably get. Is a game that merges everything together. So, a lot of, like, this game is quite good if you like trucking, but I would like a game that has like Euro Truck sim physics. It has like SnowRunner with the off-roading side of things, farming simulator with the farming element of it, and I rather like a sim type games. I just merged into one big like thing. Now obviously that'd be very difficult to do, but that would be top tier. There's one game that does, I believe, close to it. I think it's called like Motor Town or something, some like early access game, which I've been given an eye on. It does seem interesting. So there's a lot of different, typically a lot of driving in it. A lot of different, you can do like towing, you can do fire engine stuff, police stuff, taxi stuff. So it's got quite a lot of different things to it, which might be something that could be interesting on this channel at some point. Kind of waiting until the game's more polished and finished, I think, because I've got quite a few games on my wish list. The issue is a lot of them are early access, which I don't mind playing an early access game here and there, but I do want a game that's like finished sometimes. And also the issue with a lot of early access games is some of them come out in early access and 10 years later they're still in early access, and I'm like, I get why sometimes you want to constantly be improving games, but I'd like a game to be finished, or like to a point where you can kind of play it and still be satisfied with it's finished. A blown installment. Because there's some games that look really good, they're just not 100% finished yet. So like if I play it, you're gonna just get to the end of where there's no content left, rather than actually having it finished as such. I'm anyway for a lot of them. Works. Another weird thing is when I see these like little flowers in fields and stuff, it always makes me think of a Kingdom Come Deliverance, because the flowers look very similar to that game. You might want to go pick them all. So we'll play a second one actually. That will be on my list to play at some point. Because I also heard that game is meant to be a lot more polished than the first one, which I'm looking forward to. And also I think it's still meant to run quite nice as well. I think it was a game that came out and it was optimised on day one, which seems to be becoming quite a rare thing for the most part. Because my PC is not... It's a little bit outdated. Not super outdated, it's probably just on the cusp of being outdated. But like, it's still an improvement from what I did have. I used to have a not good PC. Yeah, it's quite competent. You can still play the games I want to play, and that's the main thing. It's just newer games that are quite graphically intense. It's going to struggle with. I typically do like playing more JRPGs, which are a lot more... It's graphically intense for the most part. Some aren't, but... The only game I definitely won't be able to play unless it's optimised really well is GTA 6 whenever that comes out. If that comes out, I should probably say, because that's probably my most anticipated game to play. Will it come out? Who knows? It was meant to come out this year, but got delayed until I think May 2026, I want to say. Come out and it will be good. I reckon the story mode of it will be really good. The online, I'm not sure if they can do the online as good as on GTA 5 online. I feel like it might be a bit too monetized at the start. Things might cost too much. It might be, I don't know how they could do it. Did also see a rumour. It was on Instagram, so it's probably not true, but just people spamming stuff. They did say that GTA will be $200. Which I'm like, if any game I would spend $200 on, GTA 6 would probably be the one that I would get away with it. But my concern would be if that is a true thing, it isn't so much GTA being $200, because I'm like, fair enough. It's probably got one of the most expensive budgets for a game anyway, so you know what, that's fine. My concern would be all the other companies who make games that are kind of, how do we put it nicely, just good in comparison, which they're going to hike their prices up because they've seen it's possible, which I'm already not a fan of, sometimes being like £80 off the rip, like, like I think it's $100 or like $90 off the rip. Some games I'm like, yeah, sure, if the game's had that sort of effort put into it, no issue. Then you've got things like Nintendo games, which might offend some people, but like the new Nintendo Pokemon game, I've heard that's quite expensive, and it doesn't look like they've spent the money on making it good. Which is a shame actually, because Pokemon games, I used to play like the DS ones, which were turn-based and had like, used to love them. I haven't enjoyed a recent Pokemon game. So, which I ever since, I mean, I don't really like Switches, or the Switch as a whole. So, a little bit more biased than I probably should be, but like, you could just make a Pokemon game and made it for PC or console, I reckon it'll do so much better. But I know Nintendo is their thing, isn't it? So it makes sense, but to be fair, I don't really agree on having games be locked to one console or platform. I think it kind of gets in the way of like, the whole point of a game is so people can play it. When you've got it limited to one thing, not such a fan. And the thing is, I'm in a good position where I can play pretty much any game, regardless of what platform. As long as it's on something old, I can typically play it. Anything from PS2 games all the way up to like latest stuff, essentially, other than like Switch 2 games, which I haven't got. I don't have a Switch 2 exclusive games yet, I've got no clue. But so I've got a PC which can play a decent amount of Xbox games and PC games, and then PlayStation can play PlayStation games. So the whole console war of Xbox and PlayStation, I think, is one of the most redundant things you could possibly argue about, to be honest. Like, considering I grew up playing PlayStation just because I grew up playing, I've also then bought an Xbox a while ago, played it, still quite enjoyed it. There's not a big difference between the two of them. I think it all comes down to how you prefer your controller to feel in your hands. That's the only difference between them, really. Like, yeah, there's some tech stuff, but the games aren't optimised well enough to make full use of it. Like, so at the end of the day, it doesn't really have much odds. I think the main thing that dictates which console we got when I was younger was typically what consoles my mates had, because obviously you want to be able to play with your mates. But even still, I kind of stuck with PlayStation throughout, even though most of my friends were Xbox, which was a small issue. But then I just eventually bought one later on, and then yeah. And then the funny thing is, after I bought one, a few years later, they all converted to PlayStation, and I was like, wonderful. So, I still think that PlayStation is my preferred console. Only because I've got a PS5, I've had no issues with it. So, I kind of just enjoy the feel of the controllers as well. Because the Xbox controllers I don't mind, but it just feels a little bit weird for my hands because I grew up playing PlayStation controllers. Even now, I typically use PlayStation controllers for every game. Especially on PC, I've got a PlayStation controller. But the funny thing is, a lot of Steam games transfer your controller into Xbox things. It doesn't really bother me too much. Because obviously I know both control schemes not too bad, so. To be fair, most of the time I don't even need to know what button I'm pressing, I just press the button. That's that thing. It doesn't bother me too much. I do think games should not be stuck to one console or another. I think the whole point of games is so people can play them and enjoy them. And if you limit that to one console, to like a set of people, not such a fan of it. There's also one of the facts why I did buy a PC, just because typically it has a lot of games on it. So I'm just like, get more bang for your buck, and you don't have to pay for a line here, which is a huge thing, which I don't like with console. It's because if you have an Xbox account and a PlayStation account, you're having to probably spend like £300 a year on both of them just to be able to play games online monthly. And I'm like, that £300, I could buy games with that. That would be marvellous. Especially even since I don't play online games that much. Not for the most part. I probably play a little bit here and there, mainly with some mates here, but that's about it. I don't really play exclusively. I'll take my time for like 70% offline games or like single player games compared to online. So I'm spending all that money and not really getting much use out of it. I've got 1,400 kilometers left. No, we are already making some decent progress. And the one thing I do love with this game is you don't really have to hyper focus on it. For the last probably like 10-15 minutes, I've not really paid much attention to where I'm going. It's just that I can kind of do an autopilot. And down we go. I was bouncing. Don't quite wide on that corner, but all the speeds. Yeah, the other game I'm looking forward to whenever it comes out will be Elder Scrolls 6, I want to say. Because that game, I mean, I just want something else to replace Skyrim, essentially. So, Skyrim is a game I do love, but I've kind of got a bit, I've played it so much. I don't know how many hours I've got on the game total, but like, it's definitely a lot. So when I played it on, I think it came on the PS3. I think I played a lot on the PS3. Played it on the PS4 quite a bit. Also played it on the PS5. And I played it on PC as well, so like, done mod playthroughs for each. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was over 1,000 hours for that. It's just one of them games that's just kind of timeless. I also don't know a game that's lasted as long as that game has. This game's still played by lots of people today, so like, game. And the mods are a big reason for that as well, to be fair. But even if you play the game without mods, it's still a pretty decent game. I mean, it does the open world. It's probably one of the best open world games I've played off the top of my head. Mainly because it doesn't feel empty, which some games can fall into. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably what's on par with it, to be fair, for the open world side of things. Because that game is a lot of detail. Now, sir, you can't park there. I don't know what you tried, but that's not correct. Don't know how he could have managed that. I assume he just spawned on his side or something. This place is nice. That's a nice view though. The issue is, I would love to take in the view when driving, but it's kind of not recommended to take your eyes off the road. Gotta slow down. I have noticed we've not had a single toll this entire journey, which is actually quite impressive. See, I wish I knew where that place was. I don't even know what country I'm in. Oh, I've got to have my weight checked. That's annoying. They're gonna fat shame me. Hope I'm not too heavy. Oh. Couldn't remember this one, I had to stop that one. Definitely heavy. Got to be a down. See, having a like where you got slow down and then have a downhill is perfect. Let's get back up to speed with minimal effort. Yeah, beautiful. You have to go back up a hill though, not so fun. It's starting to get dark again as well. We've only got about an hour left of this drive, so it's not too bad. It's definitely probably been my longest video I've ever done as well. It's kind of exciting. The thing is, I've got no idea if this video will do better or worse than my current videos. Because I personally quite like longer videos. The general thing is shorter videos. I don't know. I feel like at some point there might be a bit of a flip with videos. I know, I for one, I can't stand like all the short, like snappy content. Kind of, I find it a bit too overwhelming, to be fair. Like, I remember when I was last playing COD Zombies on Black Ops 6, and I thought I'll watch a tutorial of how to like do the Easter eggs stuff. And the dude who was doing his content, I think it was like a 7-minute video explaining the entire Easter egg for one of the maps. And it was so snappy, there was just an overload of everything. I was like, it's well too much for my brain to process. Like, the video itself was very engaging. I couldn't track anything and it was too much going on too quickly. Well, I'd much rather watch like a half-an-hour video where someone actually like explains step by step and explains it in a more digestible manner, I will say. Oh, there's a lot of people who have very low attention span, so they need that like snappy, engaging content. My attention, I mean, I've been driving already for like nearly 2 hours, and my attention span's still just as good as when I started. Like a lot of people, they would probably struggle these days. Oh. Makes me very glad I grew up when I did. I think if you're a kid and you're growing up in this like current time, you want to be overloaded by just like fast-paced stuff. It's like TikTok. I used to be a big Musically TikTok enjoyer. Nowadays I don't use it that much because it's just filled with so much like fast-paced content. Whereas back in the day, Musically was more of a creative, funny thing. TikTok still is that, but a lot more limited these days. Mainly because everyone's jumped on it. You go on TikTok, you start scrolling. Within what feels like 10 minutes, and it's already been 40 minutes. Like, time just flies by on it, which is a good thing for time wasting, but it also fries your dopamine receptor thingies, which basically means you don't feel like doing anything else because it's not rewarding compared to just scrolling on TikTok for a few hours. Not ideal, but that's also the same with Instagram and probably Facebook. I don't know Facebook, so wouldn't know firsthand, but I can only imagine Facebook is much the same thing, and Twitter I guess as well. All social media is not really that good for you, especially in like dosages, and even more so when your brain's still developing, which the majority of kids, their brain is developing, and it's in the most vital stage of it as well, so good effects I reckon. So I try and limit how much I use social media. Because I even remember when I was growing up, like games were the thing as such. Like people said, if you spend all time playing games, you're gonna fry your brain or eye strain and all that kind of thing. But my parents weren't particularly strict with playing games. It's as long as I was doing my homework and doing school and doing chores, I could play as many games as I wanted, essentially. Even because I had the option to, I found I was still playing outside more often than not. Like, but then when it was raining or like miserable outside, I was playing games all day. And I don't think I turned out too bad from that. So I feel like nowadays, like kids are glued to like tablets and like iPad kids have their own what they call iPad kids nowadays, aren't they? So like that's enough. It'll be interesting to see how it actually affects people. I do think the effects will be seen probably within 10-15 years properly. When you've got like kids now who are then going to be like 20, 30, how are they going to be able to function? That will be quite interesting to find out. Then again, it could just be me becoming more of an old man as well. That is a possibility. Because when I'm I'm going to say an old man, I'm 24, but like I'm not. I don't, my brain's aged quite drastically. Considering 5 years ago, if you had told me to read a book, I've never read a book. All the way up to I was like 20, probably 23, 22 or so. I never read a book. Like a storybook, information book sometimes, but like, I never read like a story novel book thing. But it wasn't until like, I think last year, I actually started reading books. And it wasn't until I noticed I was speaking to my dad, he was quite old, I realised I actually quite enjoy reading a book. And I was like, that's something that just changed without me really realising it. I just one day I started reading a book. Next thing, my idea of a good light evening is to sit in bed and read a book, and I'm like, that's very different compared to what I used to be like. I guess kind of sign that you're changing, so definitely not a bad thing. I also think it's part of the fact that when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of YouTube instead of like reading or whatever. Because I used to either be playing games, be outside playing football or doing activity stuff, or I would be watching YouTube. Whereas nowadays, I still watch a decent amount of YouTube, but nowhere near what I used to watch. I'd probably watch like, I'd say on average like 5 hours a day of YouTube. Now I watch probably about videos about anywhere between like 20 minutes and an hour and a half. Typically, I don't watch that much these days. I do still watch quite a lot of anime though. That's kind of been I think that's probably replaced YouTube quite well. Because I got into anime a bit later than I could. I mean, obviously I watched like Pokemon growing up and that kind of thing. Pokemon, it is an anime, but it's also a very just... it's a weird... I don't know what you want to call it. It's an anime, but it's very Western... popular in Western culture, sort of things like that. That's what I just grew up watching. Then actually got into watching anime. And I think that's also what led me into enjoying stories more. Because I like a lot of animes that have good plots, good character development, all that kind of stuff. So, and now I've watched, I think, over like 400 seasons of anime, including like films as one of them. So, I've watched quite a decent chunk of it, like over 100 days worth of watching anime. So, and that's in about 3 years, give or take. So, definitely I'm quite experienced. The only issue I have is I've not really seen any of like the top 3 animes or top 5 or any of them. I've seen Attack on Titan. That's the only like big one I've seen. Typically, what I like watching all like the ones that are typically not very well known, or like kind of like, I guess people would say like mid animes, because you never know what you're gonna get. There's some that are like on my anime list, which is the thing I use to track on my animes. Is they're typically the ones that are like rated like under 7 stars out of 10. Because some of them I really enjoyed. Some of them you could see why they're rated low, because they're just not very good. But I like the surprise of it as such. Which might be a bit weird, but I don't know, if I watch, say, like Bleach or One Piece I have been tempted to watch, but the main issue is it's quite a difficult thing to get into when it's got like 1,000 episodes, over 1,000 episodes. So I'm like, I do kind of want to watch it, but I have a hard time committing to the 1,000 episodes. So if you give me like, if it was done in like 12 episode seasons, I would probably binge it quite happily. But there's just one chunk of 1,000 plus episodes. That's a little bit daunting to tackle. And also my other issue is the pacing. It's a little bit slow, but not in like, it just takes a while for stuff to happen. Like I've seen one where, I think it was in one of the first episodes, there was like a fight scene, and it just kept having like different angles of it, flashbacks to things. It had a lot of fluff, we'll say, which sometimes I don't mind, but I did find it a little bit hard to get into even more. Probably is a great anime, to be fair. Can't really diss it till I've tried it, I guess, but like, it's not one I've seen yet. It's one I might see at some point though. And to be fair, I do typically have trouble watching longer anime, so I tried to watch Dragon Ball. But again, that's a lot of episodes to get through. But the episodes I did find were quite enjoyable. It's just because there's so many, I find it's like a mental blockage I have, where I just find it more difficult to continue with it. Which I'm not quite sure why, but kind of one of them things, I think. Oh, we got some rain, wonderful. But yeah, definitely do enjoy like seasonal stuff. And also because I was quite behind on a lot of animes, I've watched quite a few of the older animes. And now I'm pretty much up on a lot of the new stuff coming out, which I've enjoyed. And I don't really have a specific genre I like. I'm not really a super fan of like shonen anime, things like Dragon Ball and kind of vibe. I mean, because fine, I do like fight scenes. I like them to have a bit more a chiller pace to them, I guess. Pretty similar to like, in the sense of One Piece is quite slow, first slower paced. Is typically. So I do really like adventure type anime, so like a Spice and Wolf, which is like an adventure romance type of thing. That's one of my favourite animes I've probably seen. And things like Apothecary Diaries and that kind of thing, where they're quite long, quite slow paced, which has got a nice vibe to them, which does seem to be my thing. I like games or anime that are kind of like slice of life-esque. So that slice of life animes are probably my favourite actually. Plus if you had a little bit of like romance or adventure into it, plus a bit of comedy, it's a good time for me. I'm not really too picky though, to be fair. I've seen some bad animes, I've seen some great animes. As long as it's... I think the only thing I really am picky about, as long as the characters are interesting. Because I've seen some animes which have the most, like, just generic, sort of, like, standard characters. And I find I have a lot harder time caring about what happens in it because I don't care about the characters, so the characters are quite a big part for me. But, yeah. I've also never been much of a film person here, but I've started into films again as well. Because I had a good, like, from probably the time between I was like 10 to like 22, I didn't watch a single film other than I think when I was in school and they occasionally put like a film on for whatever reason. That was about the only time I watched films or TV shows or anything, so kind of, yeah, media wasn't really my thing too much, because like I said, it must be YouTube and games, and then I was outside the rest of the time, so I do feel as I've kind of gotten older, matured in that aspect where like I can now enjoy films or TV shows or any of that kind of thing. I think I'm kind of enjoying more. Like I mentioned, especially like reading books and stuff. Still one of my like go-to like evening things is to read a book before going to bed. So it gets you off your phone, it gets your brain kind of winding down for them to be able to go to sleep, which is a perfect thing. Because I used to heavily struggle with going to sleep as well, like whether it was insomnia or I'm not sure if I had never clinically diagnosed with it, but like I used to have awful times trying to go to sleep. Nowadays, I find I've got decent exercise in my lifestyle. I've got a lot of good diet stuff sorted. I have virtually no caffeine in my diet, so I find sleeping isn't too bad for the most part. Which is also one of the inspirations I had when I started this channel like 2 years ago now. It was 2 years. Yeah, I think a while ago. It's like, what would help me sleep? When I used to record these videos, typically when I couldn't sleep at night. Because you could do it, you don't have to worry about being too loud, because the whole point is to be quite quiet with them. And also, I did find it made me had to switch my brain off when I then went to sleep afterwards. So, and also if it helped other people sleep in the process, that's a bonus, because I used to get help from watching other similar sort of videos, so I figured if it helps at least one person, it's worth it, and if not, it's helping me, so that's like the main thing that matters to me. And it's something I generally just enjoy doing as well, because it's kind of nice to just take your time playing a game and just enjoy it. We've nearly got only 1,000 kilometres left. So actually I'm making good progress. Try not to wiggle too much though, blimey. We're going to try and find a place to pull into at some point as well. Because we could probably do with skipping the night. Because it is kind of hard to see. I've still got just under 2 hours left, so I should have about 2 hours, an hour left to finish it. After I should be there, so it's not too big. So I've got about 40 minutes remaining. Or we should be at our destination. So yes, we've actually made a bit of a big shift. So I think if I could have any job, like if you could choose your pay and your pay would be enough to support your life and everything, this type of job would be ideal for me. Because just driving from place to place, obviously you wouldn't see your family and that kind of thing, but I don't think that would affect me too much. Mainly because I'm not a particularly social person as such. Like, I don't mind being social, but I don't crave it. Like, some people, if they don't see friends every week or something, they'll be having effects from it. That's me, I'm very chill, I don't really crave social interaction too much. Obviously I enjoy it, but I can also go without it for a decent bit. But, yeah. I think it'll be too bad. Probably it's quite a stressful job though, I would imagine, potentially. Just from the fact you're on the road pretty much all the time. Either on the road or sleeping next to the road, or like, yeah, pretty quite a stressful job, but the pay was good though. Wonderful. I think the pay is pretty good to be fair, to my understanding. Don't know exactly how much you could make, but really quite a lot of different factors in depending as well, but like, overall, wouldn't be the worst thing ever. I'd much rather this sort of job, whereas compared to like, you know, like a reception desk or something that has direct impact with like customers, because that for me, well, too social. I get drained quite easily, so I'm quite introverted typically, so like, the more people I'm around, the more my energy gets heavily depleted. Whereas when I'm on my own, my energy stays a lot more level. Or at least in like one-on-one sort of stuff, it's fine. But when it's like group events and that kind of thing, it's not so much my cup of tea or my sort of vibe. Doesn't mean I don't enjoy it, it just means my energy doesn't keep up with it. Like some people can bounce around, party and all that sort of stuff, and they just float around and just kind of thrive in it. I do not thrive in it. I can enjoy it, I don't thrive in it. Is this going to be our first toll? Oh, exciting. Okay, I guess we get this one. What, 900 kilometres left? We're even through now. Oh, I've got roadworks to deal with. Speed up again. Wonderful. No, I don't want to be in this lane. Hopefully, I haven't had a place to sleep in a good while, even though I missed it. Hopefully we'll get one soon. I do think we might be in Italy now. Could be heavily mistaken, but still, it's been actually quite a nice drive, to be fair. Definitely something that I actually am quite enjoying, considering. Oh yeah, service station, perfect. Won't get any fuel though, because I think I should be fine for fuel. Because it's still got like double the distance, so. Cool. Wake up at a perfect time as well, yeah. Yeah, it's low. I'm struck if we're going to need service after this because it's a long trip to do. I think it was potentially a bit knackered anyway. I'm not sure we're going to have the money to, that's the issue. The final 900 kilometers. Yeah, I wish I knew where that place is. I want to say it's Italy, but I would not bet any money on that. I don't know. I don't know enough. Like, geographical knowledge is pretty poor, to be fair. It's not really what you want. But can we go you, I guess? God. That was very close to having a crash. Do like me some towels. There we go. Surely we can go fast this road, yeah? Nope, still 80. I'd like to be 90. fast again. Not so fun. Don't go this road. I think I do. I'm never going too fast though. See, how is the speed limit 80? I'm doing 82. And this dude's in a truck still overtaking me. He's been a naughty boy. Ooh. I looked down for half a second. Dude was just in front of me. I do quite like where you can drive past like cities and stuff. Does add quite a bit of niceness to it. This is another toll. Okay. Speed we need. Okay. Buildings over there. I think we are into Italy now, should be. Do you mean we've driven already decent? We've driven over 2/3 of the way. Still got 1 hour and a half left. We're only cutting it with an hour left. Which is a little closer than I would have liked, but considering I think this job took about 3 hours all time. I mean, I've already been driving 2 hours 15 minutes since I started again today, so also, if you do make it this far into the video, and if you do enjoy these sort of videos, let me know by just putting a little emoji in the comments, and I will make it a thing to do more videos of this length. Because it is definitely a lot longer video. It's going to be the longest video by a long. I think the longest video I've done is like an hour 20 maybe. This one's going to be probably around 3.5 hours maybe, which is maybe a bit excessive, but yeah, I'll try something. I feel like there's some people who might want to see someone do a long drive, so that's personally you, let me know. I'm happy to do more, to be fair. The only way I could make this experience better for me is if I had like a full-on like sim rig type of thing. But I would really want one, but I can't justify spending money on one. Like if I played a trucking game as my job, then I would consider it. There was a kind of, I play too many other games for it to be just getting point the way most of the time. Would be amazing to play it online. Good news is, well, we shouldn't actually need to sleep either. We should be getting there by 9 PM tonight. So it means we're just going the rest of the way on one tank of stuff, so yeah. 600 kilometers left. Ooh, I was not paying attention. The gap there. Technically, not illegal, but not legal. Not safe either way though, but that'd be crashing into a pole gun. Have a loan installment, you've had like 3 loans come in. Up to speed. Also, I'm quite impressed with myself by the fact I haven't nearly dozed off yet. Because this might be the longest time I've played this game, no breaks. I'm just glad I didn't do this all last night, because that would have been a trouble. What would be really cool is if games started having like extra effects, like you could get wind and smells and that kind of stuff. I think that by the time gaming gets, well, not even just gaming, but tech gets to that level, then that'd be amazing. Because like if you could have a fan set up and it will blow wind at you, but only corresponding to when you have a window open or something, that'll be, we would like smell, make up scary games a lot more foul. I guess also that, but there might always become a point where it becomes unfun. I think it'd be an interesting thing regardless. I guess the other thing is, I'm quite curious about how much better the PS6 will be whenever that comes out, or the Xbox new gen of consoles or whatever. Because I do feel like between the PS4 and the PS5, it wasn't that big of a difference. The only real difference is like SSD hard drives, which made a huge difference in loading times. But other than that, it's not a huge difference in tech-wise. Whereas you compare like PS3 to PS4, that was quite a big jump. But like, I want to keep consoles affordable, which is the whole real premise of them. It's a bit tricky, because even like the PS5 was like £500-600 when it first came out. It's like, I waited a while before I bought one, and because they were hard to get your hands on. Whereas if a second console start creeping towards £1,000, you might as well just get a PC at that point. Because I mean, my PC I got was 1,000. I think it was like 1,200 or something. Obviously, I had some upgrades to it, but you can get an average PC for gaming for like £1,000, and that's if you just get a pre-built one. If you build your own, you can definitely save some more money. But yeah, it's definitely all the way forward, especially if consoles are going to get more expensive. The whole point of a console is to kind of be affordable. It's meant to be affordable, simple to set up, all that good stuff, and kind of quite open to a lot more people to be able to play on. Whereas PC is obviously a bit more, I'm not sure the right word, but like a bit more, just costs a bit more. Typically, so it's less open to more people, but is the more better way, essentially. Would be quite interested to know how many console players there are compared to like PC players, like total. I know you can see like through now on Steam, you can see like Steam players. I want to know like how many people who only play console compared to other people who only play PC. I'm interested to see that number. Also, I feel like consoles are just better if you're not heavily into tech as such. Because the main issue I have with PC is the amount of times you load up your PC, go to play a game, and you run into some bug or something's not working or something's just being difficult. Then you have to spend ages trying to fix it, then you fix it, and then by the time you've fixed it, you either don't have time to play a game or you're too tired because you've been doing all that stuff. So like, I've had that happen a fair few times, but touch wood, I haven't had issues with my PC in a while, mainly because I've had it updated, it's all upgraded to good parts now, so it's quite a good little machine at the moment. Obviously that can all change at any point, but I also find it upgraded to Windows 11 as well, which was actually quite straightforward to do. I just didn't want to do it because I enjoyed Windows 10, and I was kind of like stuck in the ways of Windows 10. My thing is, if it's not broken, don't fix it, don't like change it or whatever. Yeah, Windows 10 quite well lost its support, it's losing its support at some point, so I thought might as well. I left it till the last minute. My piece was basically saying do it, so things I've noticed no change as well, so I could have done it ages ago, but I was kind of stubborn. Right, got 500 kilometers left. Not too long at all. Okay, where did you go? We're going to Napoli. Probably butchered that, but Polina? I don't know. I'm not good with pronunciation. Or reading in general, to be fair, like. Because I am a little bit, well, I say a little, I'm quite dyslexic. Reading stuff, not my specialty. And pronouncing stuff, also not my specialty. So, kind of two things that don't go well together. It's all quite a way. You can hear my dog barking in the background. It's in the afternoon and she gets excitable. Does seem to really like the afternoons. It's like she wakes up early to go out for a walk with my sister, and then she comes back, rests for a good like few hours, then afternoon comes, she starts getting hyperactive again. Probably is going to want another walk again, which she will get later, but she's a little bit of a high maintenance dog though, but she's cute, so she gets away with it. At least to my, from me anyway. 450 kilometers left. $400 kilometers left. So this truck does actually go long distance, really nice, because we've not really had to write too much about fuel or stopping for it, so that's helped. Remember there was one of the trucks used for like heavy loads on my other playthrough, and it was a good truck, but it only had like I think 400 or 500 litres in the fuel tank, and you had to stop like every 400 or 500 kilometers or whatever, which isn't particularly bad for doing short journeys. If you're doing long journeys, we waste a lot of time from stopping and having to start back up again. And obviously when you're filling up it takes a while, so in that time you're filling up you could have gone another 20-30 kilometers, so you actually lose out quite a lot of time. Which is also part of the reason why I'm not a big fan of Spain or France, is because there's so many tolls and you spend a lot of time slowing down, speeding up, and also it costs money as well, which I don't have too much of to be blown on tolls. I do like the bridges, you know, the detail in them. I even like the Yeah, it's nice. There was a game I was thinking about playing, but I'm not sure how polished it is. It's Alaskan Truck Simulator. I think I mentioned it on one of my previous Pure Truck videos, but I was looking into it a bit more. And the game does seem appealing, but it's not polished very well. So I'm like, because I would really like a survival-esque trucking game. That'd be perfect, but it seems to have done a good one as such. I mean, hopefully at some point. I mean, there's a lot of games I'm waiting for to come out, but I don't know when they will. There's another game that's coming out on Steam at some point. There's a game called Blight Survival. Yeah. And it's basically this like medieval zombie game, which seems up my alley, 'cause I like medieval stuff. Don't mind zombies type of games. And it made me realise I don't actually know of like a medieval zombie. Like something like from the 14th to like the 1600s. I don't actually know a zombie game set in that time frame. So that's quite a unique concept. Unless I've missed a game. But most of them are set in like World War II era typically. Or like around modern time. I don't know anyone that's like medieval in that aspect. But an issue with that game is it's had, I think, like small teaser trailers type of thing. No clue when it's coming out. I know it's a smaller company doing it, so I'm not gonna rush them or anything. I'd rather them bring out something good. At some point, because I've seen some of the like gameplay of it. It looks quite good, so I'm looking forward to it. I think it's also co-op as well, which is also a plus side. So yeah, if that game ever does come out, you will probably see it on this channel. Because that game, I'm always checking up on it and seeing what's going on with it. It's kind of one of my main like interests currently. There's nothing I've seen that would come close to it. If they do it well, it could probably be one of my top games. Obviously, a lot of that depends on the gameplay as well, but like, who knows what that's going to be like though. Range of kilometers to go. It's definitely been a long old journey. Just about a bit of room. He did slow down, so that's good. Okay. Getting a little bit low on fuel, but we've got plenty to get us to where we need to go. Cars are not going very quick, are they? Oh shit, there's a car there. That's bad. That was a bad drive from me. Yeah, we don't want to go in that lane because cars will just merge straight into you. Which is not probably what you want. Exactly, the car would have gone straight into me otherwise. You don't really fancy that. Yeah, I've speeded a little bit much. Be there by 9, so hopefully everything will go wonderfully. I'm quite surprised I haven't scraped my trailer at all, because often when I do a long journey like this, the attention span does not keep. Considering also typically when I'm doing this on my own, like mother account, I'll typically have either music on, podcast, YouTube videos, something. I've just been raw dogging this whole thing, so it's kind of a little bit different for me. Because typically listening to music or a podcast is like makes it so much more enjoyable. But raw dogging it hasn't been too bad. Hopefully a journey this long anyway, like, it's not it's a trip around the block, is it? It's kind of like a tiny bit excessive, maybe. There's a car going down the wrong way, that's weird. Okay, we're not going to pay too much attention to that. "200 kilometres left in Napoli." Okay, we can see the place now. It's good signs. You're not one I can... You haven't got the green lights, I don't think you are. I made that mistake before. Many times, in fact, because I am stupid. Don't mind mean people. Oh, really? That's... a little scrape. It's fine. I don't know if they worked or not, so I might have just took damage for no reason for me being stupid, but I don't do well with tolls. That's all you need to know. Tolls are like my enemy in this game. Luckily we're not got too much further left. It's definitely been I've done one before, so... To be fair, a bit of scrape damage here and now, I'm not too concerned. It's more fines that are going to be the main... The only fun we've had in this journey was when I ran a red light by accident, which wasn't too bad of a fine. It's speed of fines are the ones that are gonna your bank account. Do you want to be in this lane? Yeah, okay, that's fine. To go to Napoli. I'll be butchering that. I don't know how to say names. And even if I did know how to say it, I probably would still say it wrong anyway, so... It's all good. The speeds and power. Also, them clouds do look quite nice. Look like stormy sort of clouds, but I do think clouds are one of the nice things in the sky. I'm not gonna lie. As long as they're not raining on you, I don't mind clouds. I think there was there's some people have like a phobia of clouds. It's one of like the weird ones, can't remember what it's called, but it's quite an interesting thing. To be fair, phobias in general are quite interesting. But I mean, I don't know what weird one. I don't know. I can't remember what the actual phobia of it's called, but I'm not a big fan of them. A lot of phobias typically are from things that have no impact or anything to you. Obviously, people have like a fear of heights and that kind of thing. They're kind of valid in my opinion. Like, I don't have a fear of heights, but you can understand it. Whereas like me, for instance, being scared of moths. I think there's only a couple dangerous moths, and they're not anywhere near the UK. So, like, there's no real fear of a moth. But if I still see one, I shit myself, and I'm like, why? It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, but I guess it's why it's phobia. But yeah, my only real phobias is like moths and deep water, or just darkness in deep water, I guess. It's like just when you look down and see nothing in water, that's what I hate. Like, yeah. I think it's called elassophobia or something, probably butchered it, but yeah, basically deep water, deep open waters, not a fan of. Yeah, it's a weird thing. That's a lot. There's people a lot of phobias like buttons and all sorts of weird things, and I'm like, some phobias don't make a whole lot of sense, do they, realistically, but just the way the human brain kind of malfunctions, I think. But definitely quite interesting. Thing is though, is there a line between like a fear and a phobia? Because obviously people are like fearful of phobias, but is there people who actually, is there a difference between a fear and a phobia? Something I'd quite like to know. Because me, a fear is something that actually has a potential risk to it. For instance, falling, you could have a fear of falling because if you fall, you could die. But if you have a fear of moths, for instance, they can't do anything to you. So there's nothing to actually be afraid of. But yeah, it's kind of weird. The weird things I don't get is it's not even moths. I'm like got a phobia of, it's butterflies as well. The butterflies, I look and go, oh, it's pretty, but then I take a close look and I shit myself, and I'm like, it's something about it I just don't like. But then all other insects, you get me spiders, cockroaches, anything, no issue with it. I'll probably hold it, pick it up, do it. You put a moth near me, I'm shitting myself and running out of there screaming, like, it's weird. Weird thing, I know phobias can typically be like learned, or like if your parents are have a phobia, saying you're likely to. No one in my family or even anyone I know has a moth phobia. Most of my friends are like spiders or other insects or type of thing. I don't know, it's odd. I'm fine for all that stuff, just not moths. It doesn't seem like some people don't like snakes. I personally love snakes. Even held a snake and it was quite cool, so I'm like, I've got no issue with snakes or spiders, tarantulas, all that stuff. Love them. insect I'm wary of is like wasps, but that's because they have an actual risk to them. In fact, they can sting you, and that then hurts. But yeah, that was always a weird thing to me. Because the fact that even like I know a moth can't hurt me, there's still that like fear of it. It's a really weird thing because there should be no, should really have no reaction to a moth like that. Kind of weird thing. But she would like to know the psyche behind it. Yes. Like 25 kilometers to our destination. And it should mean we're pretty much here now. Journey's definitely been a big old one. Or another toll, let's try this one properly. So when it's a small toll, I don't get so confused. The brakes on this thing are not good. Kilometers away. I think I pulled out a little bit too far there, but it's more because the brakes did not want to brake. This roundabout seems a little bit tight for my liking. I don't actually know the correct way to go around a roundabout in the truck. I think I should probably know, but I might be doing it right. If someone's told me I'm doing it wrong, I wouldn't argue against them. It's not really... Sorry. Volvo truck dealer. Wonderful. Hopping in there at some point. Not anytime soon, but... The good thing about coming here at night is there's no traffic about. See if we can get this in today. I do really like the way the trailer looks actually. It does look pretty sick. No, there's nothing more like so satisfying than when you're reversing and it all just goes perfect. There we go. Turn the engine off, unload it. We are done for the day. It's time taken 14 hours. I mean, 3,100 kilometers. Like, XP's not bad, but definitely could have done with thing. I'm gonna whack that in long distance. So now we can do up to 4,000. Yes, that was like the longest one we could have done, so. Okay. Right, I do think we'll leave this video here. I hope you've all enjoyed. If you do want to see longer videos like this, let me know in the comments by putting an emoji down, and I will do more videos that are longer, uncut, unedited, just me driving truck long distances, or I might do other games. I could do this sort of length. But let me know if this video does well, you'll see more. Now, I hope you've all enjoyed. If you have, hit the like button, subscribe, and I shall see you all in the next one. Peace.